Hello ladies and gentlemen, Rosie here, and we are going to be looking at the latest balance patch for Godzilla Battle Line. I'm sorry I haven't been making any content, guys. I haven't had any time. Pure and simple. No time whatsoever. It's been a fun week for me last week, but alas, I'm here. I've set aside time to make sure I get to go over this patch. So let's go over this patch. Thank you for playing Godzilla Battle Line. Please comment below on the next balance adjustment from the operation team. Blah, 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 blah. In order to ensure that Godzilla Battle Line is a game, we interchange blah, 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 balance adjustments, trophies, lost upon a peak. Okay, let's start with that. Background to the adjustments trophy number. In the previous balance adjustment, the number of trophies lost after losing a battle was reduced. However, because the number of trophies a player loses when defeated by a player with a higher rank arena was extremely low, this made it easier for players' arena ranks to rise. As a result, the number of players who have reached the current highest rank, Arena Rank 65, has increased, but the difference in ability within the ranks has become large, making it difficult to match with players of similar levels of strength. We will again be adjusting the number of trophies lost in the arena, making adjustments to ensure that players are the appropriate rank, reflecting on their success in battle. The number of trophies lost on defeat will increase from the current season. We believe that this adjustment will help ensure players can enjoy. Okay. So basically, what's going on is, you're still yawning here. What's going on is that, the system that they created became very Dead by Daylight. Okay, it became very Dead by Daylight. A lot of bad players were being pushed up to Arena Rank 65. So Arena Rank 65's matchmaking became diluted because of how many bad players are in it. Not even bad players, just new players. Players that you have a higher level than. Players that you're going to beat every single time with no chance of them actually, having a way of beating you at all. Because you have a higher level than them. Because and then they would lose no trophies and still be stuck there. So the idea is that there are some people right now that in Arena Rank 65 that go in and lose every single game. By making them lose more trophies upon a loss, they are hopefully going to be kicked down to a lower rank where they can play players that they can actually have a chance of beating. It sounds like this is another attempt to fix the matchmaking, because they figure out the Dead by Daylight problem of pushing bad players up is something not good. I don't know how a 2-month, 3-month-year-old mobile game gets this. I don't know how they get every concept the Dead by Daylight community just doesn't seem to get. It's embarrassing. Okay, so that's good. That's good. That's probably going to be a good change. My rank's probably going to take a hit, but that's all right. I don't know. I'm 700 right now? I'm in the 700s. Background to the adjustments. Change in growth rate leader units. We have raised the parameters of level 1 for battle pieces so that when you first start the game, the leader unit takes a lot of damage to their HP, making them easy to defeat. We made adjustments to make it more difficult for a leader to be defeated upon just a small increase in their level. We believe these adjustments will make it easier for players. Okay, so I'm hoping what that means is that the level 4 pieces are harder to kill as leaders. Leaders overall need a buff in this game, and then I think this is an interesting way to do it, being that most leaders are 4 stars. You have Mechagodzilla, Godzilla, who are not, right? And then everybody else is 4-star, is that right? I think that's right. The only two, Kong's 4-star. So yeah, the only 2 non-4-star leaders are Mechagodzilla and Godzilla, 89. And, that's why they're the only 2 with any fucking HP. Kong has a decent amount of HP because, I'm 5 as him now, so. But, Biollante, if you get in as King Ghidorah against Biollante, it's over. He'll kill her in, 3 hits. So, there you go. Background to the adjustments of the 4-star piece. The performance of 4-star battle pieces was improved in the previous group of balance changes. Oh, you fucking think? Bah! But since the enhancement was too biased towards some units, we have adjusted the parameters so other units could also play a more active role. The specific balance adjustments are as follows. Okay. So here we go. Here are the balance adjustments. Space Godzilla. Space Godzilla got the short end of the stick, bruh. He got fucking nothing with these buffs. So it's nice to see them acknowledge that and go through and tweak him a little bit. Increased attack range to allow him to attack from ranges of like a greater distance. Okay, so now he's going to get to actually attack something before his health is halfway gone. So that's good. Increased attack and HP. Okay, so then now he gets a base attack increase as well as a health buff. So they're literally going through and buffing anything. I'm hoping they don't overtune him, but he's getting an attack range as well as everything about him is being buffed. By arranging the crystals diagonally in front of creation, it will make it easier for the other monsters and weapons to target the crystals. Okay, so what's happening now? Increase the rising effect of the crystal's attack. Okay, so I think that's the status buff, right? Because so basically, when this man puts out a crystal, he's going to put it diagonally in front of him. Now, that makes your monster get distracted, and then he's going to start being able to fire at you. Okay? So basically, your monster's first attack is going to be on a crystal. Okay? And there's two of them, so maybe if the range is big, like an 89, he'll go over and attack the other one. You'll get 2 free shots at 89 with your increased attack range. But possibly even 3, because 89's slower than dog shit. So, interesting. Interesting change. I can't wait to see it play out. My Space Godzilla is only at level 2 right now because I didn't really invest in him in this season. But I'm about to get 2 fucking 4-star pieces from today. So hopefully I get him to level, like, I don't know, 4. I don't know. Based on... I should be able to get him up to a decent level, at least by the end of the season next time. Based on my King Ghidorah rate of improvement. Mothra. Mothra, a candidate for the best character in the game. Lowered HP and attack in consideration of the cost and player victory rate when used. Okay, this is a good change. They're making her way less bulky. The fact that Mothra was a bulky character made no fucking sense to me as someone that has watched all the Godzilla movies. Like, she dies all the fucking time in the fucking movies. I feel like she should be, like, the least bulky character in the game. So, they reduced her bulk. Hopefully they reduced her bulk more than her attack, but, like, her attack did need some adjustments. Her attack was stupid. She could 1v1 Ultima and win. Like, her attack was very, very, very stupid. And then her attack was also ridiculous in that it kind of stayed out slightly after she died, so she could kill things after she died. So, yeah, Mothra was a very insane character, and I'm glad that they're getting rid of her. Also, her evolution was, like, one of the freest in the game. There were so many tactics and strategies that basically just guaranteed you a free Mothra, and it's... No, the amount of skill it took to use that character, definitely, I mean, that goes for a lot of the 4 stars, but Mothra needed nerfed, and I'm glad that they nerfed her. Rodan, lowered the cost to differentiate it from other flying units. We will get back to that in a second when we go over Mega Gyrus. Let's go over King Ghidorah right now first. Reduced attack range, as the previous adjustments enhanced the performance by too much. Okay, so basically, if anyone doesn't know, what they did to fucking King Ghidorah was they buffed his attack range and lowered his cost, okay? When everybody had a low-level King Ghidorah at the start of the season, okay? So everyone was kind of thinking, King Ghidorah's kind of balanced. I mean, he has a big range, he kills the swarms, but he can't actually kill any monsters because he doesn't have any damage output. So, like, if once he gets against the Mechagodzilla, he's, like, dead. Okay, but then you start leveling your King Ghidorah up, and then all of a sudden he has a damage output. A big one. A very, very big one. And then all of a sudden he can, like, 1v1 everything in the game. And all of a sudden he is the best opening play in the game because you get, like, by sending out a King Ghidorah, you have controlled what your opponent's response to it has to be, because the leader cannot kill King Ghidorah. King Ghidorah sits at that very awful range in the game, but nothing should have except Manila. Manila's the only character that can have it. That the leader cannot touch it, okay? The leader can't touch it. So the Ghidorah sits there and just fries it. And then again, with no health, like a no health leader, like a Biollante, who does need a nerf as a leader anyway. But I'm hoping they don't buff her health too much. But like when he gets in, he can just 3-hit KO something, 2-hit KO something. Especially if you use your special move from your Godzilla 89, who has probably the biggest attack boost in the game as a leader. And then all of a sudden Ghidorah's 2-hit KOing something. It was kind of really, really insane. If you had a Ghidorah and a Mechagodzilla, as your opening play. Like, if you spent your first 10 energy on Ghidorah and Mechagodzilla and you, like, secured advantage after that, if your Ghidorah is up there and you put out your Charistris or Mothra, like, GG, bro. It's pretty much over right there. So, Ghidorah getting a range tone down was definitely probably the best thing he could have gotten, because now he's going to get smacked by the leaders. And then all these other changes, the level 1 units giving the level 1 units getting more HP. So he's gonna start taking hits by the leader, as well as it's gonna be harder for him to kill the leaders. So he's not gonna be able to kill things. Is he still gonna be good? I think so. The ability for him to negate swarms as well as can hold center. A Ghidorah holding center is very fucking good in this game, and that's still probably going to be very fucking good in this game. Because even if you have to place something toward the sides to avoid, like, if you force somebody's Jaguar to the side to be out of range of a King Ghidorah, that's still gonna be good. So I think Ghidorah is still gonna be fine. But he was fucking OP as shit. So he's, again, another candidate for the best character in the game. Ridiculous. Mega Gyrus lowered the cost and increased attack to make HP and attack a better fit. And then they lowered Rodan's cost as too. Okay, so what's happening here is they're taking 2 anti-air units and buffing them. They're lowering Rodan's cost, and they're lowering Mega Gyrus' cost, okay? So let's talk about these 2 units, okay? Rodan was never worth 5 cost because he'd go in there and die the whole fucking time, okay? He has a low HP. He has a pretty fast attack, and if he can get into the leader, he can kind of do some damage because he has some decent DPS. But his HP was shit. So if you tried to make him go kill a King Ghidorah, he would probably fucking die. So, unless, I guess if he was insanely overleveled than the King Ghidorah, he could win, but, like, then anybody could. So, the fact that they're lowering its cost, hopefully to 4, I'm predicting 4 is what they're going to do. It makes him somebody that can kind of cycle, okay? So it makes him more of a cycle engine to get to your better stuff. Not too bad. Not a bad change for him. He did not get as big of a buff as Mega Gyrus, though. Mega Gyrus, ladies and gentlemen, has a lot of good things about her right now. I know I said she was the worst monster in the game in my tier list, but then I started leveling her up and working with her, like, fully, because I started seeing her more, okay? So, once I started seeing her more, then I started working with her, okay? Mega Gyrus, the only problem with her right now is that she is too high cost, okay? So, I'm assuming she's about to be lowered to 5, that's my guess. And then, they're increasing her attack. Her DPS is already not bad, okay? Especially when you use her ability. Her ability, when she comes in, she applies movement and attack speed debuffs to enemy monsters that are in her range, okay? So what's going on there is that anybody in her range is slowed down, and then she can just go and get a lot of hits on them, okay? She's the best Godzilla 89 check in the game. Like, she really is. Like, what she can kill 89 faster than anybody else, especially if she has some help while she's doing it. Like, the thing that she is doing is a very, very good 89 check. I'm sure Mothra is probably a better check because of her lower cost currently. But Mega Gyrus getting a lower cost as well as an attack boost is going to make her a very good counter push option, especially when she's combined with Manila. Because if you have a monster that is under Mega Gyrus' ability, and then Manila shoots them with his ring, and Manila did not get nerfed at all in this patch, so Manila's still at full power. So a monster that's, like, really slow, and then Manila hits them with his ring, they're stuck in place. Mega Gyrus and Manila can work together to stick something in place. That's been my best Mothra counter as somebody that doesn't have a Mothra. Mega Gyrus and Manila freezing a Mothra so it doesn't attack, and then Mega Gyrus kills it. Ghidorah and then 89, she can counter 89 with anybody. But Mega Gyrus is probably going to be a monster in this. Or, God forbid, Rodan gets lowered to 3 costs and Mega Gyrus gets lowered to 4 costs. If you really wanted to break Mega Gyrus, that would be the way to do it. Make her 4 cost. Because her abilities are very good if you can use them right. And, Rodan not having any abilities, if he gets lowered to 3 and Mega Gyrus gets lowered to 4, that might be, like, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So, I like that. I like that. Jet Jaguar. Reduced attack range in consideration of its ability to block attacks twice. Okay, so Jet Jaguar took a hit. Alright? Jet Jaguar is pretty fucking crazy right now. He's got some huge range, and, like, he's got good damage and good attack speed. Like, there's nothing about Jet Jaguar right now that's bad except his health. But his health never fucking mattered because he could stiff 2 attacks. So that turned his low health into, like, he could still tank 5 hits anyway because he could block 2 attacks. Okay? So there's pretty much nothing bad about him. So what they did was they reduced his range. Now, he does have the spear, so I don't know how much they reduced his range by. I always thought he should have significantly reduced range after his spear is dead. Like, after his spear gets knocked away from him, then he can't counter swarms anymore. Like, he can only hit 1 monster at a time as soon as his spear... Like, I don't know if his spear form needed nerfed. I think when he lost the spear, that's what needed nerfed. Because the only thing that's bad about him losing the spear is that he can now take damage. That's the only bad thing about him. Like, it doesn't affect him in any other way other than that. If you were to keep his kind of decent form right here, he has enough checks and counters in the game to where I think you could have kept his ability to, like, hit swarms pretty hard and from far away. With the spear. But the main reason I say that is because I liked him being able to attack Ultima. So we'll read Ultima's nerf in a second. Okay change on JJ. His damage is still good and his attack speed's still good. He's just a little bit more balanced in terms of the range now. So that's gonna give that is going to give some of these other units more of a chance to, like, hit him. He's gonna be dealing less damage overall to the units that are approaching him. So that's good. That's good. He'll be able to, like, he'll be taking more damage and lose more 1v1s now. So good. Godzilla Terrestrius, lowered attack. Good. Terrestrius did not deserve to be as strong as he fucking is. Okay? Because a lot of situations, because, like, Terrestrius wasn't helpless. Okay? All you had to do to evolve Terrestrius was have Ghidorah up in front of it and make sure King Caesar was accounted for. As soon as you made sure that King Caesar was accounted for in some way, shape, or form, that could be with a Jet Jaguar in front of it, that could be with making sure it just got killed. As long as you have Ghidorah holding center and King Caesar accounted for, Terrestrius could take care of himself and evolve, pretty much. Okay, unless there was like 89. 89 could kill him. Like, there's just a few units that could beat it in a 1v1, and that was a fucking problem. The fact that, like, Terrestrius could 1v1 half the roster and a lot of the characters, especially when half of somebody's team is devoted to the meta units, and then with an attack boost from 89 as the leader, like, Terrestrius could 1v1 Ghidorah, who can 1v1, like, a lot of the characters in this game. So, like, the fact that they're lowering his attack damage is good. He will lose more 1v1s, and it will be harder to get Ultima in play. Okay? So Terrestrius definitely needed a nerf because he was still self-sufficient enough to where he would be good without Ultima in the game. So, hopefully this damage makes him harder to kill certain things, like Mega Gyrus and Rodan. Hopefully Rodan's a better check now to him as well. And what else am I thinking of? Mecha Godzilla. 89 didn't get nerfed in this patch. Godzilla Ultima. Increase the wait time before attacking and reduce the attack in consideration of its ability to avoid attacks from the leader. Okay, so what this seems to imply to me is that Ultima gets to keep his range. Okay? That's what it sounds like here, because they've always made a distinction between attack and attack ranges throughout this entire thing. It says reduced attack in consideration of its ability to avoid attacks from the leader. So Ultima gets to keep the ability to attack to avoid attacks from the leader. They just reduced his damage. They reduced his DPS. Increase the wait time before attacking. So he gets to keep his damage upon an attack and the ability to avoid the attacks from the leader. What they changed was the wait time, the startup. So basically, he will be firing attacks less often, okay? However, the reasons he's still good are in the game, okay? So they did lower Gyrus' attack, so they're making him slightly harder to get and nerfing his DPS, okay? So he'll maybe have more checks and lose a few more 1v1s now. This is a decent change, okay? Ultima, I still don't like the, oh, I don't get hit by the leader thing. However, the fact that he's an evolving unit and you have to fucking, you have to now hit a weakened Gyrus. You have to get a weakened Gyrus to stay in play for 30 seconds before you even get Ultima. And then when Ultima comes out, he's overall weaker, so he's going to be hard. Like, that I'm fine with being tested. Because it's so hard to get Ultima in play, the benefits for him should be big. So I'm fine with this series of changes being tested. Okay? So very good. Very good. Because, you know why they did that, ladies and gentlemen? Check this out. Check it out. They did that. Where is that little thing? As part of their review of their competitive environment. Oh, really? Dead by Daylight. You're telling me all these great changes for the game was done after a review of the competitive environment? Oh, really? I don't know how a 2-month-old mobile game gets it and Dead by Daylight doesn't. It's pretty fucking insane, dude. Was this 2 or 3 months old? I think it's 3 months old. This game is 3 months old and they completely get it. It's actually insane. Alright, so that's the patch. Overall, I think this next season is going to be a very, very toned-down version of this season with a few new faces in the meta. But this game needs more pieces. That's the thing it really, really needs. Because every game last season was Gyrus, Ultima, Ghidorah, the Mothra. Like, even when the meta for this season develops, the problem is that the meta is so restricted because there's a limited number of pieces in the game. And, like, some of them, like the military, are just bad anyway. So, like, half the pieces are then bad on top of it. So, it's like, the way that this meta will develop is you need to insert more pieces. We need more pieces at the rate we're currently getting them. We just voted on a piece. Kiryu's probably coming to the game. But, like, we need more. We need more pieces. We need, like, 5 pieces a year, in my opinion. Like, we got to keep this meta fresh because... And then once we get a lot of pieces in the game, then we can slow down their production. Once the meta is spread out and diverse, and we have a lot of decks that can do things, kind of like Clash Royale. Except for Electric Giant, who does need nerfed. But that's beside the point. That's my big take. You're never going to fix the unhealthy meta environment until there are multiple decks that can compete. And while I'm excited about the unit changes, we do need to make sure that happens. All right, I'm getting the hell out of here, lads. GG's. Thanks for listening to my rant on this shit.